Oh hey guys, on today's episode we prepped Juice Box for the 12-hour trip to Holley's Ford Fest in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Now you're gonna want to stick around and watch us make the 23-hour round trip because yeah, your math doesn't suck. When you drive a Ford, nothing ever goes according to plan. Here we go.
We could go EP5.
I'm coming to Vice Grip Garage. We're putting a sniper on it.
Check.
We were making headway. Now we need 2 windows. Yep.
Get us through power tour without dying.
While this is happening, on the highway.
We're going to Ford Fest, so we're throwing a Holley dash in there. First things we need to do is to be able to stop our ride, so this is very important. I promised myself I wouldn't get too carried away with this build. Oh, this is so much better. Now we get to sit the next 10 hours in comfortable seats. Alright guys, this isn't a full episode, very enjoyable, not technical at all, but before we start, just wanted to mention that we kind of redid our website, DEBOSSGARAGE.com, so definitely go out there and check that out. We've got a pile of new merch available, shirts like this, Save the Squirrel, Drive a Loud Truck, we've got a car version, we've got a couple versions of this, and a pile of different designs. And always, if you are a builder member on our website, you get 30% off of all of our merch. You also get the same discounts that we do with all the companies that we work with, kind of like TMI, the interior that you'll see going into the Bronco later. So head over to our website and check it out. Okay, Ford Fest. We weren't able to take the F350 because the adult in me made the rational choice to not drive it 25 hours on its first test drive. So we're taking the Bronco, and that was always the backup, but it's off to a bad start. We haven't even left the driveway yet. Okay, so I say that, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. The Bronco is fully functioning. There's a few things that I never finished up because everything is temporary. This 302 is temporary. It was seized when the previous owner got it. Oh, it's missing a valve cover. Maybe I'm not blowing oil, I'm just leaking it. I'll just put that valve cover bolt back in again. Oh, just snug that down. Look, it's blowing all over my firewall. I thought it was coming out of here. I see a bolt's missing. Anyway, a couple things we gotta check before we go. We got a new interior coming for it, because this one is a little bit old, tired. So we're gonna replace the seats, and then also gonna fix the fuel gauge finally, because now I know how to do it, because we just messed around with the F350 for a while. The problem was finding the ohms that Ford uses. So GM uses 0 to 90, Ford uses 75 to 15. So I think I got it working now. We're gonna add an oil pressure gauge to it, because I'm curious what the oil pressure is. If it's like 3, then we're renting an F-150 and driving that to Ford Fest. But then we'll take that one on the off-road course. We're not going to take this on the off-road course this year because I want to drive it home. Anyway, a few things to button up and then hit the road. Here we go. Well, maybe spark plugs too. We'll do some simple stuff. Here we go. We ordered some interior parts for a long time ago, and it's time to change the seats. So we're at Coons Moving and Storage. So when we get parts shipped, a lot of companies won't ship it to Canada. We got to come across the border. It was $2,600 for TMI to ship the seats to our door, and it was $300 to ship it to Coons Moving and Storage, which is an hour away from us. And it came from California. So. Thanks, Brian. Yeah. Of course, the first tool I need is the tool that I didn't bring. Yeah, so this is the nice...
Oh, the buddy seat.
So this is the colors that we went with. You guys know I like my tan, but that's pretty slick. Let's see if that fits. Well, that's pretty nice, and that makes it a 6-seater because Aaron has too many kids. What are the chances that those holes line up with the Ford seats? I'm very excited not to spend another 25 hours in this stupid seat. It's gonna be pretty close, actually. I'm curious as to what the back seat looks like. All I gotta do is re-drill the holes, drop it on. She's good. I want the seat to be farther back. So I'm going to use this hole. Make a new hole for that one. Beauty. Going on almost no sleep. This is actually going really, really well. Usually I'd have drilled into my leg by now. See what happens with the back seat, but it can't get much better than that for the front. Oh, that's so much better. Nice. Cup holders, legit cup holders. I think it's okay, and then just drill 2 holes through here.
Yeah.
And I was worried that there'd be too big of a gap here, but I don't know.
You get the other seat in.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is more to my side because it's in line with the shifter, but the shifter's closer to my side. So this is also your slide. This whole mechanism is the slide. So if it lines up with the bolt holes, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
I might have to drill new holes, but off by just a hair. Actually, the back ones, and you want it farther back, so that's not a big deal. And then this seat will still tip forward and everything. Hole slotted, just like the factory brackets. That's the same size as the other one. I think I'm gonna leave it out in case I have to crawl into the back seat there.
Yeah.
But that should fit. That one's done. Okay, so the back seat is a different story because as you see, the seat flips up, and I've had to do that a bunch of times already. It is kind of handy. So I kind of want to keep that, except it's built into this seat. So our only real option is to make a little frame that bolts to the bottom of the new seat that we can weld to this seat, and then we can still flip it up. If I can get this one loose. I want my money back. It's too much rust. Brian says his Makita is way better than all our Milwaukees. Still beats doing it by hand. Thanks, Brian.
Yes.
I gotta have seatbelts in the back. No, I got a knife. I think I gotta cut that front lip off. Yeah, so I figured that. The front ones, I think we can drill through here. But there's no way to get inside of that. I just drilled 2 holes in the back to line up with the holes here. And then just 1 piece of angle iron that's just gonna sandwich this and pinch it down. And then we're golden, actually. And this kind of sucks because it has to be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. One bolt it is.
One bolt. Good enough?
Good enough. Load her up. I'm gonna try and drop that down a little bit, but the girls would love it because they can see a lot. We're out of here. All right, so we just left. It still took 2 hours. Not bad. Now we get to sit the next 10 hours in comfortable seats. So thank you very much, Brian. Very accommodating. So what we're gonna do is lower the back down, and I have to manipulate that bracket a little bit at the back. But that's stuff to do at home because we are on the way to Ford Fest. 11 hours to go. Here we go. So unfortunately, the sending unit is toast in the tank, so we still have no idea how much gas we have. We fill up every 300 miles or so, and then that's time to take a break anyway. But oil pressure's fantastic. On a cold engine, we're 130 degrees. We're at 50 pounds at 1500 RPM. When we were hot and we stopped at an idle, it was 31 pounds. This engine's fantastic. So I always kept it around 60 miles an hour, but hammer down if she stays cold. we're booking it because I'm pretty confident in the engine. That being said, next video will be us by the side of the road. Here we go. And like all of our other dash layouts, Aaron spends a long time making these dashes, but they're available on our store. We got this one, the Mustang, the Caterpillar for the F350, and Aaron's done a couple custom ones for people too. So pretty cool. You know you made the right choice of seats when it holds your milk. Okay, so this is probably the last amount of Shell Rotella T6 that we're using, which is kind of sad. We did switch to T6 only because we're making this thing do a lot more than it was originally intended for. It's 4,500 miles home from Oregon, And we've put about double that on now since just driving around cruising and going to Ford Fest. So T6 will do good on the dyno. We're gonna put it on the dyno before we tear it apart just to see how pathetic this engine is or how good before we throw the Coyote in it. So the T6 will definitely help us for that. I put about 11,000 kilometers, which is about 9,000 miles on this truck, which is really good for a seized engine. So Trey, you did good. I would hire Trey to fix my stuff any day because he just slammed the piston out and made it work. Don't have a funnel. Oh, come on. Oh, that was terrible. That's gonna smoke. That is awesome. Yeah, no, we just need a long, skinny, like a piece of electric wire or whatever, and then you just hit your unlock button, yeah. You got lots of stuff in here.
This morning, Craig, the Craig 909 on YouTube was like, hey, did you know if you hit 7 and 9 on the keypad, it locks your truck? I was like, oh, that's cool, I didn't know that. So I tried it. I just did the thing Craig showed me, right? Click, close the door. Mustang keys. Keys in the ignition. You got any coat hangers on you?
No, it needs to be like electric fence. Coat hanger just like bends, it doesn't push the button. What happens if you hit 7 and 9 again?
Locks it more, I don't know. Like, if you go far enough, there's a whole nother second mode of transportation.
Oh.
A little mini bike.
Oh, just go home in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We need an antenna, that's all we need, like a good antenna.
Oh. Yeah, there we go.
No, it's not long enough.
But it's so willing to help us.
Oh, can you like from there? Let's just see how long. Oh yeah, if you can get it over to here, I just don't want to scratch your truck.
No, I use the antenna boot.
Oh.
Okay. Oh man,
This is all bad information.
oh, right here, Rich. Wait.
And I'm walking along.
Whee!
Can you do it?
All right, hang on. Watch your fingers. It's okay. Holy shit! This was way too easy.
So literally, you need 0 tools.
No.
You need 0 tools. I don't think we even scratched it.
No, not even a
I
little.
probably left my fingerprints on there because I do that with everything. But
Salvage title helped. It wasn't put together very square. Oh, is it unhappy?
It's mad. Yeah.
Eh, the horn doesn't work, so we got time. Does this even screw in?
Good luck.
Oh, no, there she goes.
Yeah, it's still panicking. Ow.
I'm in my truck, and I got the antenna tightened. I didn't know it was loose.
The alarm's still going off.
if we practice that, like 8 seconds,
We should have made like $50 off that job right there.
we
Or
could,
had a whole truck if you do
we could,
the unethical thing.
yeah. Like that, you don't even need to take anything with you. You can just like,
This will be its own YouTube video.
yeah.
How to get into a 2011, 2012 F-350 with no tools.
in like 30 seconds.
I'll tell you what, that video's not on YouTube. I looked.
So after last year's fiasco, this is all they'll let me drive. I guarantee you there will be a stripe gone on the front of my foot.
Keep talking good. Keep talking straight. Keep sugar.
I got this.
front wheels are locked, like it just plows. It's crazy.
So he can't turn around right now.
The brakes are just a suggestion. Yeah. It's like, oh man, getting worried, man.
You putting spacers on?
Yeah, turns out when you order your axle more narrow so you can have a better offset and tough tires, but you don't get the tires in time either. The tires are really goofy in the rear because they're 2 inches too narrow. Weird. Amazon's got me covered though. Now that the show's over, it'll look good.
If you turn, it turns better off throttle because you take the tires. So it took me a while to figure that out. It's like speed up and then turn. And then speed up and then like turn again. But it does do wheelies. Thanks, man. It's the highlight of my weekend. I'm checking the full build on cars and cameras, right?
That's right.
There we go.
Sent it a little too hard.
A little?
Yes. That hurts. It was a nice drive.
Ballet it.
That's that wild tech, man.
You guys like your
Hey, like I got steel toes. You want me to give it a shot? I don't like your slippers there. I don't know.
Please don't make me do it. I got too much to lose.
Body slammer.
Got too much to lose. Too much to lose. Now lay me in the wilderness to dry up bits of your sweet grass. I can't wait no more. Willow trees have died and the last horn lark will fly. Got me feeling dusty. Got me feeling dusty. Please tell me it's a dream. Worst kind you've ever dreamed. I don't wanna live another night. Don't wanna walk another mile.
I obviously didn't want this to happen. I really don't care. I built this truck to have fun with my friends, have a good time. I came out here and I had the best time ever. Today's pretty much been one of the best days. I'm healthy, I'm safe, the truck can get fixed. You know what's gonna be epic is the rebuild.
Much to lose.
All right, so we had a lot of fun at Ford Fest. We've got 8 hours of driving to go. As soon as we're back, we'll throw the Ford 9-inch in the back. It's wrong gearing, so but the brakes, my axle's leaking pretty bad. I couldn't get the fill plug out, so I had to drill a hole in the diff cover a little bit higher than where the oil's supposed to be, and then just keep putting a piece of wire down until I had the level fill through that hole, and then weld the hole shut. But now that the oil's up, it's leaking out of everywhere, the front pinion and my axle seals. So luckily we've got the bare brakes on the front, so we can still stop properly. As soon as we're back, we'll throw the Ford 9-inch on the back with the bare brakes, rebuild that, got a Gear FX 411 gear ratio to go in the back, and then the 6R80 and the Coyote. So we're at, she's come a long way already since we bought it. And I haven't really done anything other than the front axle swap in my shop. It's been a lot of fun driving and building this thing. It's been a lot of fun driving and building this thing. Good. It's midnight at the end of Ford Fest. We are about an hour away from home, so we've done 23 hours of driving, got an hour to go. I think we blew a head gasket. She's she's smoking pretty good. Oh no. Well, you hear that? That was the end of our engine. Our engine just blew up. You gotta call CAA, we're not making it up. And we had good oil pressure, I don't know what happened. So I was doing 120 kilometers, 70 miles an hour. But yeah, it's time for a Coyote swap because that is the end of that. But we are close enough for AAA. Now we gotta wait for a tow truck and they'll take us home the rest of the way. That's not going anywhere. Okay. And that's it. That is the end of the 302, as we know it. She dead. Yeah. I know I recognize you from somewhere. Yeah, we just spent 23 hours driving it for an hour from home, and she decided to puke. The piston's about to come up inside. Yeah. Typical Ford. Yeah. So, why do you think you're putting a Caterpillar in the thing? Always good when your tow truck driver knows you before you start. I'm a car guy myself, right? Yeah. I drive a 98 Tercel. Oh, nice. All it's got is one little small computer under the hood. That's it for electronics, really. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I thought I recognized you. No, short and light. I'm glad it's a roll-off. Gas motors are great if it's a smaller vehicle. Yeah. Anything's got some weight, you want the diesel. Yeah, that's right. We do like cruising around with the top off on this. Yeah. So I want something a little quieter. Not that the Coyotes are that quiet, but I don't want to ride the old diesel in it. Just because of that. Understandable. Yeah. This is the first time I've ever had to get a tow on a project vehicle. And we've put about 12,000 kilometers on it since. So, shoot. Just the end of this season, we're going to throw the Coyote in this winter, but yeah, now we don't have a choice. Oh, Mercedes and BMWs are probably the worst. Yeah, eh? How's the Audis compare? Audis? They're all cluster. They're all a pain in the ass. Yeah, but they're all crap. But do you get more Mercedes and Beamers? Actually, it's a mix of the three. Yeah, okay. Because they got so many electrical things on them.
that you're gonna have something go wrong whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, you don't need a computer to tell you what's wrong with this thing.
Well, that's why I like my own first out.
Okay, next day. In this video, we were going to finish building the 9-inch rear end with our bare brakes, swap that on, put the springs on there so we could get rid of the 4-inch lift blocks, and then take it to Brad's dyno and see what the stock 302 put out. It probably was about 100 horsepower. It's about 4 now. I think my lawnmower is able to do more than this 302 is now. If you don't know the history on it, we brought this up from Oregon. We've put 12,000 kilometers, about 9,000 miles on it, which was never the point. We were supposed to put about half of that on there. The previous owner bought it seized, knocked out the seized piston, put some rings on it, honed it, and slapped it back together again, and then that was it. This was always getting the 5-liter Coyote, but we were gonna wait until the F350 was done and snow was on the ground before we disabled it. But plans were changed. So in this video, we're gonna yank this thing out and open it up and see exactly what failed. One of 3 things, head gasket went, but that was all the smoke coming out the sides before it died. A rod bearing went, and they could be connected. If we got water in the oil, then it could have bound a rod bearing, and then that was the hesitation that we felt, or a crankshaft broke in half. I don't think it's the last one, but I'm just trying to think of what it could be. But this thing has been super good to us and has done more than it ever intended to do. We probably put more miles on this thing in the last year than in the previous 20-30 put together. To help us with that, we did put a sniper on it, which is a Holley sniper. If you go back and watch the video with Derek from Vice Grip Garage, we stopped at his shop and we changed it from carb to EFI. We are now done with this because it is getting the 5-liter Coyote, so we want you guys to have this sniper. What's gonna happen is we're gonna take this off. I'm gonna sign it, and then I'm gonna send the lid over to Derek, and he's going to sign it. And then one of the members on our website is going to win this Holley sniper. You'll have everything you need to get it running. We'll include the fuel pumps, package it up real nice, sign the air cleaner from the 2 of us, and you can put it on your ride, or you can put it on your wall, whatever you want to do. But you have to be a member on our website. We'll pick a random person, we'll give you a call, and that's all we need for you to have this little bit of goodness. So without talking too much more, we're gonna push it into the shop, yank it out, and see what's up. But that's water. That level was good, about 400 miles from home. And that is definitely a water issue coming in. I'd be curious to see what the inside of that looks like. I don't think it's gonna be good. So, here we go.
Stay true, what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way and try to stay true.
Oh, so many good memories. Look how beautiful that is. Oh. There's some really good memories with that one. All right, pull that off, and she will be yours. Look at that. Coolant sensor, everything. Okay, so seriously, Derek is one of the nicest guys I know. Here we are, a couple Canadians traveling through the States, and he offers to help us out with the EFI. And to make us feel at home, he was nice enough to use metric bolts holding out down this sniper, just so we would feel welcome in a country bound and bent on using the Imperial system. But anyway, here she is. I'm not gonna send those metric bolts with it because more than likely it's supposed to have 3/8 bolts holding it down. But whatever it takes to get us going, it worked for us. It'll work better for you when you use the right stuff. Here we go. Okay, so in all honesty, I thought what was gonna let us down is this rear axle, because if you guys check out the first video, I could not get the fill plug out in Oregon when I tried to check the fill level. So we crossed our fingers and made it all the way home. And then I realized, you know what, I'm going up north and towing a quad. So the only thing, I drilled a hole into the diff cover and just checked the oil level. And it was really low. I put about 2 quarts in there and then just welded the hole shut again because I needed this gear ratio, which allowed us to drive highway speeds to get to where we needed to go. But now that I put oil in there, it's leaking out of everywhere. It's leaking out of the diff cover, the pinion seal, and this axle seal is leaking so bad. I got no brakes on this back whatsoever. Now, normally I would never drive that way, but we got 6-piston Bear brakes on the front, and I knew we could stop safely, so I just kind of sent it this time. But I really thought we were gonna chew this gear up and not be able to make it that way. The engine, that was a bit of a surprise, not gonna lie. And you can see all of my horsepower on the bumper, on my tailgate, on the tire, and that's just oil blowing out the breather. She was really tired. I made her work so hard. Poor girl. I think I know what the problem is. Oh, there's some oil. So what I don't get, oh, this must not be the drain plug, but look how many threads there are on this drain plug. And then Ford thought that 2 threads would be enough on the Triton engines, on the spark plugs. Look at the amount of threads on this drain plug. That's overkill. But Ford thought it would be a good idea to use 2 threads on the Triton spark plugs and an aluminum head. Smart. I think the guy that designed this retired before the Triton was built. Okay, so this is actually pretty wild. It's not even that bad. So you see the front crank journals there compared to the back. The back is definitely starting to spin. You can see all the lines and grooves, so the crank would have to be polished. But you can see what decent oil changes do, because the pistons and everything still look pretty good on the skirts. It's pretty clean inside here, and it's totally rebuildable. Not that we're going to. But even some of the bearings still have crush, like the bearings aren't falling out. So yeah, oil changes, guys. Stay up on them. So this engine, because oil pressure was still good, I didn't think I wiped the bearing, because as it was dying, it still had 15 pounds of oil pressure at idle hot. But yeah, if the head gasket didn't fail, then, or head gasket or cracked head, one of the two. We'll pop the heads off real quick, just take a quick peek. But the insides of this still look really, really good. Scott would tell me to rebuild it, but I'm not listening to her. I'm stealing his 5.0 out of his Mustang. Here we go. Okay, so the way this ended is, honestly, it's like the perfect ending to the Bronco story as is. Ideally, I would have liked this to happen in November when the snow flies and we're all set. But talking to Scott, I gave him a call, sent him some pictures, and he goes, the only reason that this happens is because the end gap on the rings was not proper. So it ended up getting too tight and then catching on the cylinder wall and then coming out. And then those pieces go through the rest of them. Now that's interesting because this piston blew out, but the ring is still there. So that's really peculiar. And the ring end gap is right here. You can just see the gap right there. Now it's also out farther, so there's no wear on this engine, but the wear, when we're staring at the pistons, you can see 40 being stamped in here too. So more than likely this thing has been rebuilt at some point, bored over 40 thou. And I thought I could feel that extra 6 horsepower on my dyno seat, but I didn't think that 100 horse could blow this out. There's the crack using my snap ring removal tool from Princess Auto. And then you can see it on the inside here. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the crack go right through. So the crack in the cylinder wall is a result of these pieces being shoved down in between here and pushing on the wall or whatever, and that's when the coolant came in, and that's when we started burning it. So no, we're not harping on anybody that rebuilt this or tore it apart. This was always a temporary fix, and it was never intended to do what we did with it, which was drive about 12,000 kilometers from one end of the continent to the other. That's something like 9,000 miles, whatever. It's had a hard life. Now, I could hear something when I really stepped on it. I could hear like a tick. It would like tick and rattle a little bit. And I never really knew what that was. I figured it was detonation, but wasn't too worried about it. But I always backed off. It was like, oh, I hear that noise. I gotta back out of it a little bit. Now, the closer we were getting to home, the less I cared about that noise. So I just wanted to go home. So we're driving home. We also had the music blaring, and we had earplugs in because it was pretty noisy. So it was a long trip. It's fine doing that for an hour, 2 hours. But generally when we drive around here is with the top off or up and the windows down. But with the windows up and all the door seals gone, earplugs in, drive her home, send it. So I would have rebuilt it the exact same way, knock out a piston, hone it, have some fun with it, and not spend any money on it. So I'm glad that the ending to this engine is exactly the way it happened, and that's it. We're done. No saving this. It is heading straight to VNR, and a true perfect ending to the Bronco. Now, we've made so many memories in that Bronco so far. We bought it 3 years ago already. Hopefully you guys have been along for the ride. We've been enjoying the truck so much with the family. One of my favorite vehicles with the top off, and my family loves it. So I can't wait for the Coyote. So if you guys don't know, we bought another project car, which was a Mustang, an 05 with a 2017 Coyote from Ford Racing in it. So Scott's been enjoying that. It's been nice sharing projects with our friends and shaking hands and going back and forth. So I gave him a call and told him, you know, enjoy the last of that Mustang. He's done a pile of upgrades to it too. So let's go check that out. And then this winter we'll pull that all apart when we both have time. And by springtime we will have a nice Bronco with a Coyote 5.0 in it. Let's check this out. Here we go. All right, so Scott couldn't put up with the hood, so we put a new hood on.
Yeah, new hood. This is a stock hood wrapped in black.
Nice.
So I'm just getting some of the little things caught up on it.
Yeah, and one more thing that we never even noticed is that you said the sunroof wasn't stock?
Wasn't stock, no, it's aftermarket. It's actually, I think the company's from like Switzerland, but from what I can tell, what I researched online, is that Mustangs for the 06, 07, 08, they didn't offer sunroofs from factory. Now the dealerships would put them in, but from factory they wouldn't do it because it compromised the rigidity of the chassis. And in 06, 07, 08, 05, 06, 07, 08, they have, their chassis is actually more rigid from what I've read than some of the Corvettes and stuff.
Oh.
So they're really, really high up with Ferrari and Porsche for the rigidity of the chassis.
Because that's no Ferrari. Yeah. But because when I hated it, because when you put the sunroof back, it rattles like crazy. Well, it drives you nuts. It's like, what a cheap piece of garbage.
It doesn't have a frame support inside between the headrest and the outside to catch the frame of it. So the frame sits there and rattles.
Yeah.
It's the little cover that rattles.
Yeah, because
it's not meant to have it. Oh.
So that's funny. So a good quality sunroof installed by the dummies who put the brakes on backwards.
Well, I'm not even installed. I think it's pretty good. I think
is the seal is tired on it. And I found a company actually in Oakville or whatever, and they replied a couple times, but no more replies.
Okay.
So it's
so that's funny because I think they plastic dipped over top of it. Yeah, you watched the video again? Yeah, okay. So they put it in a really nice sunroof and then plastic dip right over top.
So I'm gonna try to find seal. I'm gonna try to contact the company. That whole code is in there and everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and see if I can fix this up. But yeah, horizon. This seal basically from here to here is completely open.
Oh.
So it runs in, runs down the head, and then comes down and drips into your cups there.
Yeah, the cup holders. Yeah, that's what the cup holders are for. They're meant for it. So and then we stole the Holley dash out of it, and then you put really nice gauges in.
I tested out glow shift.
Yeah. You still have the plastic on it. Look at that.
Well,
Nice.
I accidentally got the miles per hour speedometer.
Yeah.
So I was gonna write in with a black Sharpie with the kilometers for it. So that's I haven't had time to do that yet. And then I tucked the shift light in behind the vent.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Very cool. And then, yeah, what else?
No,
That's about it?
that was the exhaust.
Yeah. We had a little rattle there, but.
Yeah, I got that figured out.
Good.
I got e-brakes coming for the back rims.
Oh.
And then I'm actually going to shorten the rear end to tuck my preference. I like the tires tucked in. So we're actually going to shorten the rear end, put a C-clip eliminating kit in it.
Okay.
And tuck in the rear wheels.
Nice.
So.
Very cool, yeah, because it always gets dirty.
Yeah.
Brad got the tuning to, we were at 380 to the tires.
I think after he was finished with it, it ended up being 430, I think.
I think 440 to the tires. Yeah. So that puts the engine at 480, 490. We had 80 horse loss over the drivetrain. Yeah. So Brad, unfortunately, had the wrong cable and we didn't record it, but he got 480 at least to the crank. So that's pretty awesome. That's
still more to go, but we just stopped at that.
Yeah, okay.
So if you want to use it and if I wanted to use it and whatever.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I still have the stock hood back there. It's still going to get used. I just did this to get it out of the
Oh, okay. You are going to use the Eleanor hood?
Or no, we're going to use, I'm going to go back to your original hood.
But do it right?
Fix it up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And do layups and everything on it.
Okay.
We got all new headlights, all new fog lights, everything for it.
Oh, nice.
So I have basically everything to do the entire job now.
Except time.
Work comes first.
Yep. All right, so as projects go, they always change. We were going to put the Coyote in this winter, paint it next winter. Maybe we'll move that around a little bit, but you'll have to stick around and wait to see what happens to find that out. I want to say thank you to all of you, everybody, for watching and commenting on the videos and checking out the website and buying merch. That helps us build the vehicles the way we really want to, and we really, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much. We have so much fun. We got a whole other family of YouTube, and meeting all of you guys at the shows and shaking hands and hearing your stories and seeing your projects really, really encourages us and makes us super happy. Get out there, make some memories, because if you're not filthy, you're not rich. Here we go.